Hi everyone, welcome to day 6 of my Make a Video a Day challenge. So I'm doing this challenge to get comfortable in front of the camera and practice speaking unscripted. This time round to try and give a more structured approach to my past ramblings. I've got a few notes that I'm going to refer to, so hopefully this dialogue is a little bit more coherent compared to some of my previous ones. So hi, my name is Dhanusha. I'm an executive and transformational life coach. I work with business leaders and business owners who are ready to realign with purpose, lead with clarity, and grow sustainably. So today I thought I would talk a little bit about what that tagline actually means. So realigning with purpose, what does that look like? So as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, many times clients come to the coaching conversation and they're really not sure what they should talk about. It is our job as a coach to help the client loosen up and get comfortable and create a safe space for them to explore what's on their mind and identify the topic that's relevant for them to work on in the coaching conversation. In order to help facilitate that process a little, to make it a little bit more effective, I have a framework that I use within my coaching practice to facilitate change. I call it the unwavering journey. It's made of 3 parts or 3 stages, if you like. First is what I call awakening, and that's around reconnecting with self, helping people reconnect with their true selves. That's the realign with purpose part of my tagline, right? And there are 4 components to that. The first is identity, looking at who you are, what role you play, and just exploring how people see you, and if there are any parts of you that you keep hidden that you wish the world to see more of. We delve into values, right? What's important to you? What really drives you? And we leverage your lived experience as opposed to anything else, because then you can really connect with what drives you from within. Beliefs, we look at what beliefs are currently serving you versus what may not be, such as limiting beliefs, and we might do a little bit of exploration and do a little bit of deep work to understand where those limiting beliefs came from, just to bring those from the subconscious to the conscious. And once they're in the conscious mind, you can then make a very conscious decision as to whether they're now serving you as an adult and how you wish to behave differently with a new, more empowering belief. It's not naturally, it's not as simple as doing a little 30-minute exercise. These are things that you have to put into practice, and over time, practicing applying the new belief, it'll become more of a habit, and you'll slowly start to see things change for you. The last part of the first phase is self-leadership. This is primarily looking at the masks that we play, right? Where are we seeking external validation, right? We grow up in families, societies, workplaces that have all sorts of expectations on us, and we learn from a very young age into our early childhood what it takes to succeed, and many times it's all about putting up a front. What self-leadership is all about is working from within, being true to yourself and allowing your authenticity to come through. The second phase of the framework is what I call purposeful, which is where you define the direction for your life or aspect of life that you'd like to work on. This is what connects back to leading with clarity. There are, again, 4 components to this. First is looking at purpose. Very similar to values, but a little bit more focused on what's driving you, what makes you happy. Similarly, we leverage your lived experience to then reconnect with what you've experienced in your life so far that drives you forward and just lights you up from the inside, that brings you joy. We then look at perspective, right, which is looking at the current narrative for your life and rewriting it so it's approached from a growth mindset, looking forward, and with positivity as well. A lot of times we end up feeling like the victim in our lives without realizing that everything that we experience are actually opportunities for us to learn something and grow from those situations, right? So if we can learn to look at all of these negative things that are happening in our lives that might make us feel bad and uncomfortable as opportunities for growth, then we can approach it with a more positive mindset and leverage that to become stronger and better in the pursuit of our life goals or vision. The third is actually life vision, right? This is where you step into your creativity, and in many ways where you are starting to laying down the foundations to start to co-create with the universe. Many people might be familiar with the law of attraction. This is sort of in line with that. It's kind of the very first step in getting clear on what you want first, right? So think about your life, and you don't have to make it anything grand. It doesn't have to be anything big. Just think about what you want for your life. I would imagine naturally it's different to what you have now. So you're laying down the foundations for what you want your life to look like. The next part of it is life design, right? This is where you look at your life from different aspects or different categories. I think some people might be familiar with the wheel of life, similar concept, right? You look at your career or business, finances, spirituality, lifestyle, relationships, etc. Different aspects of life based on what's important to you. And this is where you start to get very intentional about what you're doing and what you're working towards. So part of this is taking your bigger vision, splitting this into smaller visions according to different aspects of your life, and then starting to create goals to help you focus on what you should be doing in order to create that aspect, that vision for your life. The third stage is what I call unwavering. This is about embodying and sustaining the identity that you identified in the direction that you said that you wanted to take for your life. Similarly, there are 4 aspects to this. Firstly, starting with habits, right? Looking at your current habits, what's serving you and what are not serving you. And then exploring what are more constructive habits to replace the ones that may not be serving you. Second is devotion, right? It's not really a religious thing. It's just about looking at how you can stay true to what you want to create in your life as life gets busy and everything around you might come along and distract you, right? So we're really looking at systems that you can put in place simply to bring you back to what's your truth, what's your true north, so that whilst you go out into the world every day, focus on things and maybe get busy with work, family, relationships, etc. When you come back at the end of the day, you reset and realign and renew your focus to continue working towards what's important to you first and foremost. Third is resilience. Naturally, there are going to be periods in your life where you are going to be challenged and things don't go your way. It's about understanding how you naturally respond, or how you currently respond to adversity, and putting in very simple systems or tools or processes that will help you to recover and get yourself back on track so you don't completely fall off the wagon. And last is what I call life blueprint. This is where you bring it all together, so you have everything in sort of an easy reference playbook, if you like, or a blueprint. And you use that on a regular basis to just keep track of where you're going and just continually updating it. It's a living document, as I like to call it, because you're constantly looking at it and redefining where you want your life to go. I don't mean doing this every day, right? You can do it every 6 months, once a year, just something to keep you on track and ensure that you're taking your life where you want it to go, and you're being intentional in what you're spending your time doing to create the life that you want. Okay, so I use this to facilitate my one-on-one coaching conversations with clients. They have very specific goals. We go through what might be relevant to them. I've also developed a 12-week coaching program that takes someone through. At the moment, it's only one-on-one. I'm going to explore creating a group program in the future. But it's designed to take a person through each of these 3 stages over the span of 12 weeks. And that involves some reflective self-work, which you will get a workbook to guide you through. combined with a coaching call, 1-hour coaching call each week, to then support you working through any challenges or anything that might have come up for you as you go through each of the 12 stages or the 12 aspects of this program, of this framework. Okay, that's it for my day, I think it's day 6 video. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you tomorrow.